Hello and welcome back to Purus Tech Java tutorials. In this session, we are going to learn about one of the most important topics that is called threads. Threads in Java. So we are going to cover like what are threads and how to create and run the threads. What is the difference between the process and the threads and their relationship? What is the thread scheduler? What are user and daemon thread? Setting the thread name and thread states. These all we are going to cover today. Let's say in the real world, you have a garage, and in that garage, only one guy is there for repairing purpose, right? For this garage, let's say you have got some 10 bikes to repair or to get serviced. Then that guy will take one bike at in one day he will repair and he will service and give it back. So in this case, what happens is if you have got 10 bikes, then that guy will take 10 days to service it. Let's say if you employ some more persons, let's say you employ 5 persons at one shot. So 5 person can service 5 bikes at a time or in a day, so that in 2 days you will finish all this bike servicing and give it back to the bike owners. So here just think about that the mechanics are the threads and bike servicing is one of the work to be done. So if your work is done by only single thread, then it takes long time if the work is more. And if you have more jobs and if you have more threads to do that, you will quickly finish all those jobs. So this is the same funda which is applied in Java also. Now you have to create multiple thread to process something in Java so that it will quickly finish your jobs. Now let's come to the process and threads relationship. Process in the sense your application, you can say the application is a process where it does some processing, and within the process you can have multiple threads. So one process can have multiple threads, and that multiple threads will take some task of the process and finish it. Now let's come to the first point, how to create and run the threads in Java. So here I have one example, that is thread example using Java, and it has a main method and particularly these two classes, my thread extends thread and my thread runnable is one more class which is implementing the runnable interface. So here in this particular class, I am just utilizing these two classes to create one thread of each type. Here one and here one. So we can create multiple threads using the thread class, also using the runnable interface. So let's talk about first extending thread. If you are going to extend the thread, then the task which you are going to run by the thread should be there inside the run method. And this run method will have the logic which you want to process in a thread. The same way implements runnable. This is one more way of creating thread, and you have to override the run method here because this run method belongs to the runnable interface. Even this thread class is also implementing the runnable. That is how we are overriding this particular run method here also. Now, which is the best way to create a thread? The implementing interface, this runnable interface is the best way to create the threads, because if you are going to implement an interface, you have a way to extend one more class here. So you can inherit some behavior of another class. So this will get one added advantage. If you are extending the thread class, then you cannot extend one more class here. You cannot inherit any other behavior. Okay, now this is how you can define what the thread does. Now let's see how to create a thread. Here as usual, you need to create an object of the class which is extending the thread. This is for the extending thread way, you need to create an object and then you can set the name of the thread like this, your object dot then set name using thread class. So this is the name of the thread I'm going to create. And how do I start it? I can start by just calling the method dot start method on this object reference variable. So when I say start, it will start running this one based on your Java thread scheduler. When it will pick, that time this particular logic will get run. Now let's come to the implements runnable part. Here again, as usual, you need to create an object of the class which is implementing the runnable interface. And then you have to create a thread like this thread runnable equal to new thread and pass this runnable interface here, reference variable here. And ultimately you call the start method on this particular reference variable. So this is how you create a thread using the runnable interface and start the thread. And this is the way in which you can create a thread using your thread class. So before to thread, whatever example we had taken earlier, it was running in a single thread that is called the main thread. So let's take this as a thread of the application. So earlier we were just creating single thread that is called the main thread and we were executing any business logic, right? And here what we are trying to do is from this particular main thread, we are creating two more threads. So from here, it creates two more thread here. This is one thread and this is one more thread. So here, let's say this is extending the thread class and this one is implementing the runnable thread. So now after calling the start and this start method, how many threads we are running in this program? We are running three threads. One is the main thread, which is existing one. And from the main thread, we are creating two more threads here. So what happens if you just call this run method here instead of start? It will run in the same main thread itself. Let's try to run this program and see. So here the output, as you can see, in main thread. Here I have written in main thread. So this has started, just started, and then I'm getting the thread name. What is the thread name? Here it is printing main. So how to get a thread name? You need to invoke current thread method on the thread class and then dot get name. So this will get you the thread name. So this current running thread name is main. Now after this, I have created one more thread and here I have created one more thread using two different ways and I'm just starting it. So this is up to the thread scheduler which thread it has to run. So here in the output you are seeing sleeping for 5 seconds. That means this particular statement is getting printed after I call the start method here. This start method, where it goes to the my thread class and whatever I have defined in the run method, this particular logic will get executed. So it has printed sleeping for 5 seconds and it will sleep here for 5 seconds. So in the meantime, what Java thread scheduler will do to utilize this resource, your CPUs or memory, what this thing will do, it will create or it will run the my thread runnable in that particular time whenever it is sleeping, right? This is for sleeping for 5 seconds. So you can sleep the thread, the current thread, whatever it's running by using thread.sleep method so that it won't utilize any other resource and it will go to a sleeping state. During this sleeping state, the second thread started running. Here you will see my thread running using runnable interface. If you go here, this particular run method is getting called. After that, dot start is invoked. So here it is printing my thread running using the runnable interface it is printing. So once this has run, what it will do, it will process wherever it has slept, right? Here it has slept over 5 seconds, and then thread scheduler will again put this thread into a runnable state, and then it will run further statements. So again we are getting the output my thread running using thread class. So here I'm starting two threads, and it is up to the thread scheduler which thread will start at first. So there is no guarantee that if I am saying thread.start here, this particular thread will start running. It may take the second thread also. That depends on totally to Java thread scheduler here. Okay, and you will see I have printed the thread names here, right? My thread using the thread class, here my thread using the thread class, and the thread is using thread class. The name, whatever I have set earlier, it is getting printed here. So this is separate thread, this is a separate thread, and this is a separate thread. As I had explained that this program is running in a 3 threads. So what happens if you just say run method here instead of start? This will compile fine, but main thing is it won't run in a multi-thread environment. It will just run in a single thread, and which single thread? It will run on the main thread. Let's try to run and see. And you can see that this is running in a single thread and it will go sequentially. There is no parallel execution of the thread, or there is no concurrent execution of the thread. And you will see that this is printing main thread. So all are running in single thread. Let's just revert it back. Okay, what are user thread and what are daemon threads? User threads, whatever user has created here, these are called the user threads. And whichever thread is not created by the user is called the daemon thread. And daemon thread runs indefinitely until your JVM exists. So we have covered the setting thread name and thread states. Let's just discuss about the thread states. So a thread can be in this states, whichever is depicted in the picture. So when it is just created, it goes to the new state. And when we just say start, it becomes runnable state. And whenever it is picked by the thread scheduler and it runs, then it will come in running state. When it is finished its job, then it will become in a terminated or dead state. Then there are some intermediate states which thread gets after calling some of the method. Let's say for example, here in the program we have just used the sleep method. So thread.sleep means this particular thread will go into a sleeping state after calling. So here it goes to a sleeping state based on what I am calling. If I'm calling sleep, then it will go to sleeping. If I'm calling just wait method, it will go to waiting state. If it is suspend, then it is on blocking state. Once it has gone to these states, it goes back to the runnable state once the sleeping, waiting or blocking is over. Then again it becomes to running state. And here there is one more method called yield. Yield will just make the running thread to a runnable thread so that the other threads whichever is running in the environment that will get chance and they will become the running state. So how does this waiting, sleeping and blocking threads become runnable? They will get some methods on notify all that is used in case of wait. If the sleeping time is over, then it will be again in a runnable state. And when it is suspended, you need to invoke resume so that it will become in a runnable state. I hope this is clear. The code base is there in my GitHub area. You can take it and try. Thanks for watching this video and stay tuned.